Guys, this weekend, there was a lot of football going on, but for people like us, our eyes were poised in Poland, where the World Relays were ongoing. Ghana presented two teams there, the men's 4x100-meter relay team, the women's 4x100-meter relay team. The men qualified to the final, which also took them to the Olympic Games, as well as the World Championships in 2022 in Oregon. The women, unfortunately, didn't make it. The men, again, today, they were competing in the final. They finished third, impressively. In fact, unfortunately, they were disqualified at the end of the race. I've got the men who took to the track earlier today, just a few hours ago, actually. They're now back in their hotel. The quartet of Sean Safo-Antwi, Benjamin Azamati, Joseph Menu, as well as Joseph Paul Amor, have joined us from their base in Poland. Hello, guys. If you can hear me, how are you guys feeling right now?
We good. A bit disappointed, but we're still good.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, guys, this evening. I mean, obviously, right now, you guys are back in the hotel after the finals. Let's just begin with that, the finals itself. Of course, you finished third. Unfortunately, you got disqualified. Can you just run me through the race? What exactly happened? What do you think went wrong as far as the race is concerned? Let me begin with you, Sean.
It was a good race, but we're not as prepared as these other teams that come to compete against us. So we had a new guy that joined our squad. He ran very well. He wasn't as experienced as us, as we have been running in Morocco and in Doha. But we're still happy that he ran and joined the team. We need more athletes to come and join. I say maybe he took off a little bit too early, but in these mistakes that to dwell on.
Yeah, you're right. And Joe, you were the one on that ankle leg. It was in your exchange that it happened. I mean, I saw you sprinting off. Even when you ended and you looked like you were celebrating, you looked kind of, I don't know, maybe, did you know, did you suspect that perhaps something went wrong the moment you finished?
Actually, it wasn't in my exchange that it happened. It was the change from the second leg to the third leg. They kind of got it after the changeover zone. So, yeah, I mean, I watched the whole race from the start until it got to me. And when it got there, when it got to that exchange that caused the whole misfortune, I saw it. So I knew what was happening. But I still had to finish the race just in case I might have been thinking wrong. So I just, ran through the line and came home with a third, but unfortunately.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that, because Azar is sitting right next to you. I can see on his face, he doesn't look too happy. Azar, I mean, it happened with you, obviously, but nobody wants to point fingers or whatever. But can you just explain what exactly happened in that exchange?
Well, as Sean said, I mean, there was a bit of hesitation on the second and then the third leg, which I think the takeoff was very early. But, we can't blame anyone, because I think we just had a day to change or to practice. So I feel like if we had more days to practice and all that, all these things wouldn't have happened. So I think there's no one actually to be blamed, but, we didn't have days to, practice before going into the race. We are actually the only country that really didn't go into camp prior to this competition. So it's actually nobody's fault, but, maybe we should plan better and then come into the race prepared.
You're absolutely right. And that is where I want to talk about. I mean, you guys made the final, and even that in itself is very impressive. Qualifying for the Olympic Games for the first time since 2004. 17 years is how long it took Ghana's men's relay team to make it to the final. I mean, for you guys, this must be a moment of real pride for you, especially you, Sean. You've been competing for Ghana for a while, and this must be huge. How does this compare to the gold medal you won in the African Games?
It just goes to show that with the right support and the right team, that together we can definitely achieve well and go for gold medals. Like, we're a team to be reckoned with. Like, we're in the ball, we're in the mix. It goes to show you with correct preparation that we can definitely push forward to getting a gold medal.
Yeah, and let me stick with you, Sean, because the other two, Joe Paul and Benjamin Azumati, have already booked their tickets in the individual events as well. Is that something that you're also focusing on in the next 2 months ahead of the Olympics, or you're solely focusing on the relays this time?
No, for sure. My goal is to run the individual as well as the relay. So I'm gonna run a few races, and hopefully I will get the qualifying time and get the individual.
I hope so too. And Joe, let me ask you this: obviously right now, you guys are in some special place. The Ghanaian record still stands at 38.12. You guys were so close at the African Games, and then even at Doha. But when you look at that record and you look at the group of athletes that you guys have at the moment, your talent level, do you think that's achievable perhaps this year?
Absolutely. I think we have a very, very good squad, and like Sean said, the right support and then the right planning and everything. I've been looking at our times, not to blow our own trumpet or something, but we have really, really fast 200 times and really, really fast 100 times, faster than the team that actually have the record. There's no reason why we shouldn't have the record this year, but coming to a big competition like this, there's a world relays, and then training for just a day before the competition is kind of absurd. And I don't think anybody will expect a greater result than we did. I feel like we did really good for just a day of practice to go out there and be second in our heat, go to the finals, be third, even though for the DQ, yeah. Like just one day is I feel like we did a very, very marvelous work. And going forward, if these stuff are like looked at and then worked upon, I feel like this group in particular can smash that record. Like this is a 37-30-16. Our times show it. So there's no reason why we shouldn't have the Ghana record right now.
I agree, because when we've got two Ghanaian record holders in the team, the 200-meter record holder is yourself, Joseph Walamo, and then the 100-meter record holder is Azumati himself. Benjamin, let me ask you this question. You guys have spoken a lot about what needs to be done, getting the support, only practicing for 2 days before the race, and you still managed to pull off an Olympic qualification, a World Championship qualification. Between now and the Olympics, what do you guys think would be an ideal preparation for you guys ahead of the game? What would constitute an ideal preparation for you guys?
Friends, I really didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying that between now and the Olympics, Joe Paul, Sean himself, you guys talked about the fact that you didn't have a lot of time to practice. You only had 2 days of practice, and then you still pulled off an Olympic qualification and a World Championship qualification. What do you think will constitute an ideal preparation for you guys ahead of the Olympics?
Training camp.
Training camp. Yeah. So I think we would have to have a training camp. There's going to be a lot of competitions in these 2 months. Just enter us and then let us go there, go around the relay. So we kind of have that team chemistry. With that, we can go out there to perform really better.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one last thing before you guys go. I know that when you go back, the NCAA Championships, it starts very, very shortly. And all of you, especially the two of you, are pressed even for time to go and compete in that. Joe, I begin with you and then Ben. How ready are you for this NCAA Championship, and what are your aims?
I say I was born ready. I'm training really, really hard. Yeah, me and my teammates, my coach, we're doing everything possible to get us ready for this competition. I'm training hard, so I'm very confident, and I'm not going to be complacent. I know I've run pretty fast this season. I'm second fastest in the NCAA, and I'm not going to, rely on that and be like, okay, that means I'm going to be top 2 at the championship. I'm not going to be complacent. I'm going to keep working hard and go out there, execute every race, and then see how best I can come out.
And Ben, you've been smashing records left, right, center. I mean, you must be very excited ahead of the championships.
Yeah, yes, I am, absolutely. I mean, I've not really run the 100 after I ran the 9, so I'm looking forward to running it. I mean, we too have conferences this week, yeah. So I think that would prepare us going into the NCAA Championship.
Absolutely. All right, guys, I'm going to have to let you go. Sean, thank you very much. Joe Paul,
no problem.
Benjamin, congratulations to you guys, and hopefully you make us even prouder at the Olympics and the World Championship.
For sure.
We're all proud of you.
For sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, cheers.